Hey everybody, it's Kevin here. I am about a minute late, sorry. Um Today's the 2nd of January 2021. One. I like that saying that one. I hope you survived the New Year's celebration, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and took some time out to reflect, maybe to get clear. Um, I had all intents and purposes yesterday cleaning, laundry, and such. And thankfully, Mallory reminded me that when you start washing, you wash away the blessings. So I didn't do anything. It's interesting because I went through a period of, the dogs have torn apart a soft toy, which they like to do. They don't eat the stuffing, they just spread it everywhere. And it's fine. It gives them something to do. And I get them from the Goodwill store. So it helps all over the place. But I did go through this period of feeling like it's a mess. And then all of a sudden, as we do, you get this whole little reminder, well, let your mess become your message. And so I learn my own, like, it's a bit like, oh, I say this to you with the message, and then all day long I'm dealing with that same kind of energy. Like, it's a bit naughty, I suppose. If you will, the universe has got this sense of humor that brings the lessons. Practice what you preach. This is what you just told people. Now listen. Anyway, I digress. I'm going off the rails. I did continue writing my book yesterday. For those who don't know, I have been working on a book loosely titled Hello Granny. It is the adventures and confessions of my life as what I now consider myself to be a psychic hairdresser. And the conversations I've had with my own grandmother when she was alive and now that she's in spirit, along with some friends of mine that passed. One in particular who I got goosebumps, so I know he's. I know whenever he's around, the hairs on my arms stand up. His name's Denson, and oh gosh, yes, it's like you get. I don't know if you'll get goosebumps when you talk about people that have passed. I'm sure you do, and it is their energy magnetizing to your own energy. And I'm going to explain a little bit about how that works because it's different for everybody, but it's all very, very, very similar. If you think of all of us being energetic, like there's energy, vibration, everything has a vibration to it. The quickest way to get that is, when you're going along in the traffic and you've got somebody who has some music playing. I'm using that term loosely, and there's a very heavy bass. It's quite interesting to me that bass tone has a vibration to it. And strangely enough, they could be stopped at a light, and the vibration of it is affecting most of the vehicles, along with the street and the trees and anything else within a certain frame. So there's a vibration, right? That's part of explaining that we're all part of a vibration. We all have a different vibration. When you pick up sound, and you can't see it, those two things behind me, that red thing and that green thing, they are quartz crystals, singing bowls. And then here's a metal one. That sound has a vibration to it. This microphone has a vibration to it. So you get the concept of what vibrations do. Well, when you're working with spirit's vibration is going so rapidly, so quickly, so fast. If we had to put it in what does it look like, it's higher. It's quicker, it's faster, it moves. Even light and sound, scientists have discovered, has a vibrational thing to it. So then I'm thinking, okay, that even goes further. Astronomers, they have to deal with vibration. We have gravity. So how does gravity work? Well, the Earth is spinning. So it's spinning, keeping us here, pulling us towards the ground. Everything's pulled towards that centrifugal place, right? I'm not a scientist, but I am one of these curious people who want to know, how does this even work? Especially when somebody says something to me that doesn't quite add up or that I don't really quite get. Um, and I want to know more. And that's what I love about learning, what I love about exploring, is getting to the more information. So that was a long way of explaining that my friend Denson comes to visit me, but it just want you to know that if you've got loved ones that are on the other side, trust me, if you're calling for them and you're thinking about them and you've got their energy around, they're around you. That's what that is. It's not that you're supposed to push them away and shove them aside. And I suppose the reason why I'm coming to you with this information is because so many people are being whisked off to this whatever place um, due to COVID. At least that's what we're being told. Anyway, I'm writing my chapter on how all of that evolved for me here in the Carolinas and the experiences I had with it. In particularly, the very first time I ever met that man, I'm sure you can relate to, wow, you get to know somebody, there's that thing that when you meet the person you're supposed to be with for a while, whether it's romantic or best friend situation, you just know it. You have this inner knowing that this person or that person is just somebody you're going to be around for a while. The feeling is much like excitement, and and I'm not talking so much the romantic kind, although that's what we're familiar with. We're going on the search for a partner, a husband, or someone we want to marry with or settle down with. That's, kind of the intention, the purpose that we go out looking for that perfect match, right? Well, it also applies to your best friends. Watch children, 4, 5, 6, maybe younger, in that age group. They'll go out and make a best friend just like that. They'll be in the playground. And then there are the children that find their best friend in 2nd, 3rd grade, and they are connected and joined at the hip. Like there's no way this could be any different. And then you hear stories about wildlife, about animals who you might have a cat that makes friends with a llama, and wherever the llama is, there goes the cat. This is that energetic vibration that surpasses any kind of egoic understanding. This is the sort of world that we are moving towards. The sensitivity of being able to pick up on that energy and go with it. There's a term for it, something to do with quantum computing. I don't know exactly. I've heard it a couple of times. That's it, where I know how to explain it. But I was writing about that yesterday. That feeling of not quite understanding how I don't know this person, never met them before, and there's this energetic buzz around them. They're so open, they're so comfortable to talk with, they're so easygoing, and we, from that point, and I think this must have been around 1995, 1996. No, it had to be 1995, somewhere in there, that I met him, and we became good, solid friends pretty quickly. He passed on November the 11th, 2011, having battled for the 2nd time cancer, but he just wasn't really up for wanting to fight anymore, and he went on into spirit. But I never lost that feeling of connection. I never lost that feeling that he was not around, and it was so similar. You can have somebody on earth in physical form at the end of a telephone, and you can talk to them. They're not there with you in person. You know they're on the phone. That's the same thing you do when they go into the spirit world. And I suppose I sound glib about it and very like, well, this is how it is. But for me, it is how it is. I'm not confused when people get really sad, because it's sad. You just can't go walk in their house and have a cup of coffee with them or meet them for lunch and see them eye to eye. But you can close your eyes and get centered and you can see them. That's what you do when you connect with the essence of their spirit. You feel, their energy. So maybe as a little experiment for you, just begin to feel energy, feel the vibrational energy that you get. Don't have to do anything with it. Don't have to make it mean anything, attach yourself to it. Just have the experience of, this is a interesting energy, and you begin to sort of tune into that. It's a good way to decide whether or not this is a good job to do, not a good job to do, a good thing to buy, not a good thing to buy, because your body has these additional tools that we don't use. We use them, we're just not aware that they're there. Odd. Anyway, here's the card and message for today. Let's pull it up. There we go. Boom. The Horse King. All right, so we just got through talking about vibrational energy. The Horse King is a card that pops up when it is reminding you how powerful you are, how magnetic you are, how much you have to offer the world, and how strong you are. So whether or not you believe it, you are already there. And it's odd to say that I pull from two completely different oracle decks written by two different people. They are platformed in different ways, yet, oddly enough, I'll shuffle them. And the second one from Carl Gray's deck, Power and Intention, is a reinforcement for the first one. So, Power and Intention is asking you to rise above your egoic limitations. What's an egoic limitation? We've talked about fear of not being enough, not being big enough, not being great enough, not being all that. That's ego. And the ego gets worried when we strive to do great things, big things, and we believe that that's what we're about. So these two cards talk about stick with the program that you know you want to pursue. And any time you get these little niggles that say, that's just crazy, or you hear it, you have those folks in your life that you share your big dreams with, your big purpose with, your big ideals with, and they look at you like, why would you want to do that? The challenge is that's their stuff and it's fine. They're entitled and you love them anyway. They might be curious. They might be looking at it like they really didn't mean to say that. They really didn't mean to somewhat chide or criticize or put down or question. They're just curious. Curious about whether or not you'll do it. You know, I'll share that some of the things I've done in my life, I've done when I've almost been dead. I'll talk about, and I've written this in the book. When I first decided that I was going to apply for a job in Miami, Florida, was the early part of 1982. I was sitting in a break room where I trained. They have apprentices. They're called juniors and seniors. There's a junior staff room and a senior staff room. And it's a bit like that class system. You know, you have to do your time and work your way up, which is fine. I think I kind of like that in a way. teaches respect. Anyway, I'm in there and I'm looking at a trade magazine. In the back of the trade magazine is this ad for a job. And I, in my very bold, rather cocky, quite out there sassiness, I said, well, look at this. And I read it aloud. And there was a woman in there who turned around rather hoitily and said, what makes you think that anyone's going to hire you for a job in Miami? Well, that went all over me like a bad rash. I also remember one of my own relatives saying that to my mother when we were considering where I served my apprenticeship. And this particular place I went to learn how to do hair was considered very affluential, if you will. Like most of the hoi polloi, hoity-toity people would go get their hair done there. It was wonderful. The training was outstanding. The work was hard. The hours were long, but you got some of the greatest. You were with some of the greatest hair people that there were in that region. And I remember somebody suggesting to my mum, "Do you think he'll get in there? Do you think they'll take him?" Like there was something wrong with me. So those are the things that these two cards are talking about. All of us are about to do great things. We are all about great things, huge things. The ego is the part that wants to pull it back and keep the limits. We have to have a balance. We do. We have to have the downside of everything to show us the bright side of everything. It's would be counterbalance if you had every day was sunshiny and wonderful and lovely, like Pleasantville, or what's the other crazy movie that they did, Stepford. It's a bit weird. So having the times that are the struggles, the mess becoming the message, that sort of thing gets further forward. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Right, let's meditate. And I hope this is helpful. I keep saying I hope it's helpful. I'm sure it is. Feet flat on the floor, and obviously connect. Take a big breath in. Release and let go of anything and everything that you're holding on to. Every inhale pulls in good stuff, fresh stuff, brand new opportunity. Every exhale releases the exhaust that you no longer need. Focus your mind and your attention on how long it takes you to inhale. And on your exhale, use it to extend it a bit longer. Work on making your inhale strong, purposeful. Each time a little more oxygen in. And on your exhale, release with control. Let it go. Do that a few more times. Almost like the exhale's a slow sigh. Your breath and your attention to it is direct connection to your central nervous system and to help settle your thoughts down. The art, the mastery, and practice of quieting the mind allows the voices of your spirit and your soul to be heard. Your palms can be facing down towards the desk, your lap, facing up in receivership towards your heart and your face, or crossed over your chest. Go with what intuitively calls you. Start to settle your mind on the soles of your feet, allowing the energy that you no longer need, want, the energy of yesterday, the thoughts of a time that's past, to drain down through the center of both heels deep into the core of the earth. Gather and give up feelings of woe, feelings of anxiety, feelings of guilt, feelings of whatever that is that gets in the way. Holding on to and keeping hold of thoughts, beliefs, stories, ideas, and people that you no longer need or no longer serve your higher purpose creates effort, creates energy, takes up space, and is designed to actually be let go. Once your mind is quiet and still, and you've allowed and let go of anything that isn't serving you, you can make the affirmation that you are the keeper of your mind and your soul and your body. Wherever love is, fear is a stranger and love is here. Bring your attention up to your heart. The area of your physical body around your chest plate. And envision a light, that internal flame that we've talked about, open, soft. The vibration of your inner strength deliberately mixed with your sense of kindness and compassion. Extend the glow of your heart to the area of your third eye, that area right between your eyebrows. View it how you wish to view it. Know that it's normal and natural for thoughts of the present day time to flow in, and the practice of meditation rewires pathways to the brain, the neuro pathways, to where this practice, these visions, this meditation becomes intricately connected to you. Steadily and slowly, surely let your breath empower and increase the internal flame. Allow that light within your heart to lift to your third eye center. Be with the experience of the crown of your head, the area of the top of your head, being the point at which this light, this feeling of light, this internal flame extends beyond your head. Allow yourself to be with the feeling of this, the experience of what you are experiencing. How does it feel It can be warm, it can be comfortable, it can be relaxing. It can also be challenging, difficult. Anytime you feel your mind wandering off away from where you are right now, the environment, the breathing, the bathing in your own light, the power of your own soul, the love of your own spirit, anytime you drift off from that, bring yourself back to where your hands are, how your breath is. If you're hearing a message, maybe in the form of a thought, listen. If you hear the sound of a person's voice who has passed into spirit, accept and acknowledge, give thanks that they're present. You can ask if there's anything they want you to know. And if you're not hearing the sound of a loved one passed, or you're not hearing a message in your mind, know that that's fine. The purpose is for you to bathe in your own light, to learn your own love language, to fine-tune the spirit. Continue breathing, being with the light that's in your soul. Opening the energy, creating the magnetic vibration around you. Affirming and agreeing that all that's available, that's possible from this moment forward is magnetically attaching to you for your highest good. All that you experience, all that is and all that is not, is part of your purpose, your higher purpose. When you feel complete, you can bring your hands to prayer at heart center and keep the energy from this moment forward. All will be well. So it is, and so shall it be. Lift your thumb knuckles up between your eyebrow center. Together we bow and say namaste. Thank you, my friends. In a nutshell, really, that's how I get ready to do whatever readings, things I do for other people to bring in energy from other places. There are a few other skills I learned in the late 80s from a medium who taught me how to channel. Oddly enough, when I started practicing yoga and the yogic breath, they call it ujjayi, it was very similar. When you channel, they call it yogi breath. It's that rapid in and out, in and out, in and out. In rebirthing, it's the same thing. It's breath work. So, as I was saying in the meditation, eventually, this instrument you've got that's a body, that you're inside, there is like these points with your growth that you learn these things, that they come to you, and only you. It's similar to other folks. We're all very similar. But everybody's internal vision, their way of meditating, the quiet spot, the place, is a little different. The whole point, I believe, that we're here to do this kind of thing is to be interested by and curious of others, what their process is, what their system is. And if you're coming into a situation where you're listening to somebody who might be talking about something being right or something being wrong or something being good or something being bad, it's possible that's connected to their ego. The ego is very sneaky. The ego wants to win no matter what. And it also wants us to win. So there's times when that works. And the difference is listening to that inner voice. All right. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, Sunday. What would I leave you with? I just think be with that. Be with your intentions, your purpose. Know that anything you want to get, to have, to work on, to get, to do, stick with it. The other part to it, let go of the intensity of not having it. Let go of the idea that you won't get it or when's it coming. Just the intention. The universe keeps working on these intentions even when we've let them go. All right. Lots of love. Have a great Saturday. Do something that matters. Move with purpose. Bye.